Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So it means without face by this one by Tech Mahindra Global Chess League 2025, without faces by finals within match 1. So it means without between from this one by Triveni, Continental Kings by Grandmaster in China, Zhu Jiner by faces by versus by Alpine SG Pipers from Grandmaster in China, Hou Yifan without same by teams from this one with China within no bad move, no brand X, no blunderations, and so it means without draw from this match 1, without match 1 and 2, so it means it is not about from these 2 analyze and 1 games analyze here. So how do you think without wins from championship, without score by a currency here, so it means without champion. So let's see of this one by after standings without finals here. White pieces by Zhu Jiner and black pieces by Hou Yifan within 20 minutes. So it means without final within match 1 by Tech Mahindra Global Chess League here in this finale. So D4 by Zhu, Knight F6 by Hou Yifan, C4, E6 is Indian, and also Knight F3. Okay, so these are the main lines here by moving by Knight to C3. So Knight C3 is a main lines here. So it means so Knight F3 by Zhu Jiner here, and also Bishop B4 check, Bishop D2 without move controls, without diagonals, without dark square, without Bishop to Bishop by defense here by Kings here, and also C5 without move by controls by C5, without moving, without defense the bishops here, and also Bishop takes captured, takes, and also G3 without moving by dark square, not dark square, so it means light square. So it means without Bishop G2 without opening by fianchetto's attacks, so it means without light square here. I'm sorry, I got wrong notes without dark square, so it means light square is a correct move here. And also B6 by Hou Yifan without move by this light square by Bishop B7 without diagonals here, so it means these are the diagonals by fianchetto's attacks here. And also Bishop G2 without moving, without upcoming castling with Zhu Jiner here, or maybe without dark square, without pins, without dark square without diagonals. And also Bishop B7 by Hou Yifan without move controls, without diagonals here, or without preparing castling by this one by Hou Yifan here. And also castling kingside by Zhu Jiner, castling by Hou Yifan, and also queen to D3. Okay, so queen d3 without move controls, so without queen d3 with Zhu Jiner here, or maybe without idea, without move side by this one by d5 without move controls here. And also d6 by Hou Yifan, or next by this one by in this one by d5, or maybe here by this one by e5 here, so it means next controls by maneuver by next move. And also knight bd2 by Zhu Jiner, and also queen c7 without good precise here by Hou Yifan, and also rook fd1, and also rook e8 by Hou Yifan without move controls, without moving by this one by rook e fast here without controls by this one by continuations. And also knight e1 by Zhu Jiner without good precise, or maybe without idea, without move by this controls by knight to c2, or because these are the moves here by knight to c1, because these are a moving counters attacks without diagonals by fianchetto's attacks within light square here without bishops here. And also bishop captured without Hou Yifan, knight takes captured, so it means without idea, without move by knight to e3, without move controls, without good precise here. And also knight c6 by Hou Yifan, and also rook ac1. So this is a new move by this Zhu Jiner of this battle of this game. So these are the old main lines without database, knight e3 or knight f3. So knight f3 here. So it means third, rook ac1. No more book lines here with a novelty by this one by Zhu Jiner here. And also rook ad8 by Hou Yifan without rook pairs here, and also knight e3. So let's see that of this good precise here by this one by this Zhu Jiner without continuations here, and also pawn h6 here without continuous by this one and disconnected the pass pawn by blacks here. And also knight f3. So good precise here by Zhu Jiner, or maybe without continuous here. So without idea, without move side here by this one by pawn d5 here, without continuations here. And also knight e7 without next maneuver is knight to g6 by Hou Yifan. And also a3 without counters attacks the pawns. And also e5. Okay, so e5 here. So say if you capture this one, what do you think if you capture this pawn? B takes a3 captured. So these are the good examples here without continuations here. So it means so e5 without attacks the pawns without Hou Yifan, without idea, without attacks this pawn, or without push here, sacrifice here. And also queen b3 by this one by Zhu Jiner, and also captured queen takes, and also pawn a5 by Hou Yifan, and also b4 without counters attacks the pawns, captured queen takes, and also without idea by rook b1 without queens, without threats the pawns here. So it means without threats the pawns. And also knight c6 by this one by Hou Yifan without threats the queens, or maybe without knight c6 here. And also queen backwards b2 by Zhu Jiner, knight captured, knight takes, pawn takes, and also queen takes captured without idea, without controls by this one by strong move by this one, very solid move by this one by Zhu Jiner. And also rook e4 without idea by Hou Yifan, without threats the queens here. And also without queen d3, without more backwards here, within ignorance by Zhu Jiner here, or maybe without idea, without rook here, without attacks, without sacrifice. I don't know what this one by this counters moves here. And also rook e5 by Hou Yifan, and also rook b1. Okay, rook b1 here by Zhu Jiner, and also queen c6 without defense the pawns, and also queen d4 without idea by Zhu Jiner, without attacks the pawns here, without rooks, without attacks the pawns. So it means with threats the queens here. So these are the continuations by this next maneuver by counters move. And also rook c5, good move by Hou Yifan, without covering here, without defense. So it means so no more threats here by this one by according by this Stockfish computer here. And also queen b2 by Zhu Jiner, without idea, without threats the pawns, without queen to queen. So very solid move by this one by these white pieces here. And also rook b8 defense by Hou Yifan, and also queen d4 go back by Zhu Jiner, and also rook d8 go back by Hou Yifan, rook b2 without idea by battery, without battery, without threats the pawns, without threats the queens, without dangerous by black pieces here, because these are the strong move by white pieces by this one by Zhu Jiner. And also b5 without very strong move by this one, without attacks the pawns, captured, rook takes without rook to rook, and rook takes accepted, queen takes, or maybe without idea, without queens, without threats the pawns, without threats here, without attacks with strong move by this one by black pieces here. And also without move controls by rook d2 here by this Zhu Jiner here, without defense here. And also queen b1 check, and also rook d1 without threats this one by queens, because these are the defense here, without move by this one, without downs by this one by rook d1, without check here, without covering by this defense here. And also without queen b5, without move controls here, or maybe without idea, without Hou Yifan, without threats the pawns again. So these are the threats here. So these are according by this one by computer engine. Rook d2 defends the pawns, and queen b1 check, and also king g2. So it means 3 repetition throw, so it means avoid. And also queen b7 check, covering by f3 pawns, defense by Zhu Jiner. And also queen b5 by Hou Yifan, and also king f2 defense by proxy active move. And also queen d7 by Hou Yifan, king g2, queen b5 again, and also knight c4 without coverings by defense here by Zhu Jiner here, or maybe without idea, without knights, without threats the pawns here. with that counters move here, and also with that move by this one by d5 here by this Hou Yifan here with that threats the, or maybe with that pawns with that threats the knights, or maybe with opening by this one by rook captured without queens here. So these are the continuations here, and also knight e3 with the threats the pawns here, or knights here with the threats threatening the knights captured pawns here, and also rook e8 with that move controls here, very solid move by this one by Hou Yifan, and also king f2, king must be active by Zhu Jiner, rook e6, rook b2 with that idea by Zhu Jiner with that threats the queens here, or very solid move by these continuations, and also queen d7 ignorance by this one by Hou Yifan, and also knight f5 by Zhu Jiner, and also king h7, h4. So very strong move by this one in these white pieces by Zhu Jiner, very strong move here, and also g6 solid move by this Hou Yifan without attacks the threats the knights here without continuations by this one according by Stockfish Computer, and also knight e3, pawn h5 strong move by this Hou Yifan here, and also rook b8 very solid move by Zhu Jiner here without rooks here, and also queen d6 by Hou Yifan without eliminates here disturbance by this one by rooks here, and also rook b7 without ignorance by this one in this Zhu Jiner, or maybe with that idea with that move side by queen a7 without rooks, without threats the pawns, or maybe without checks here by this one, very dangerous from these black pieces, very strong move by white here, and also king g7 without defense here by protects the pawns, and also rook a7. So it means, so it is okay, so it means without normals within Zhu Jiner, or maybe here by this one by rook a7 here. I'm sorry, I forgot something. So it means without king g7, so it means, so these are a, so normals here by king g7, so it means, so these are a not accepted by this one by computer engine here. So the best move is king to here g8. So king g8 is a one of this computer engine. So look at the evaluation bar, so very good solid move here without move controls. So according this one, so according by computer engine, so slightly better from blacks because these are the goods for blacks here. So it means, so back there this one is king g7 by this one by Hou Yifan, and also rook a7. So it means, so let's continue by rook a7 because these are the normals here. So it means without move by Zhu Jiner, so it means rook a7. So these are the problems. So the computer engine, so does not want accepted by computer engine here. So the one's computer here by engine by this one by strong by queen a7 here, very strong move by Zhu Jiner without rooks, without idea, without threats the pawns, without check here. So it means without check by continuations, and without black pieces defense here by queen f8. So very solid move by this one by black pieces, so goods for whites and blacks, so slightly advantage here. Okay, so back there this one is rook a7 by Zhu Jiner here, and also queen e5 without queen to queen, and accept Zhu, queen takes, rook takes, and also rook a4 without defense here, and also rook e6, rook d4 without knights here, without threats the pawns here, without controls by this one, very solid move by strongs, and also defense rook d6 by this one by Hou Yifan. So it means because these are the defending that in these pawns by rooks here, and also knight g2. Okay, knight g2 here without move controls, or maybe without idea, without move side. So it means knight to f4. So very strong move by this one by Zhu Jiner, and also king f8 by Hou Yifan, and also knight f4, good move. So it means without threats the pawns here, or maybe without idea, without move side here with pawn to e4. So it means without sacrifice here, and also king e7 broke the active move by Hou Yifan, and also rook d2 backwards by Zhu, and also rook d7 backwards. Again, rook d4, rook d6, king g2, rook d7, king h3, king d6, g4. Okay, with that attacks the pawns, capture check, takes, and also king e5 with that move by double attacks by rooks. Without kings attacks the rooks and kings attacks the knights, so it means double attacks here without continuations. And also without rook a4 without ignorance by this one by Zhu Jiner. So it means 9 seconds by Zhu Jiner and 10 seconds by Hou Yifan, so it means almost dying seconds here. So it means almost running out of time here. So let's continue rook a4 and also knight e4 without covering by this one by Hou Yifan. So it means without move by this one by knight e4 because the kings without threats the knights here. So very solid move here without covering by defense here. And also knight d3 check without Zhu Jiner here, and also king f6 by Hou Yifan, rook a6 check, rook d6 without rook to rook, and in accept by rook takes without check, knight takes. So these are a same by knights here. So knights by whites by knights versus black knights here. So it means same by this one by marshal 3 pawns here. So it means these are the continuations. So these are the marshal by pawns here. And also continue by king g3 by Zhu Jiner, knight e4 check, king f3, knight c3 without threats or pressure by pawns here, and also knight f4 without defense the pawns, and king e5, h5 without attacks the pawns, captured, and also king f6, and also pawn h6 with Zhu Jiner, where very almost by this one by promotes by these queens here. So these are the continuations by strong by upcoming by queens. And also d4, very move by this pushes by this one by Hou Yifan, and also king g4, and also knight e4, king h5, knight g3 check, king g4, knight e4, king h5 on knight g3, king g4 on knight e4, king h5. So it means I thought the rap songs here. Okay, so the score by occurrency 98 by Zhu Jiner, and the same by occurrency by Hou Yifan 98. So it means same by draw. So draw from these 3 repetitions here. So it means not bad. So it means same by match 1 draw. So match 2. So it means draw. So let's see of this one by this final standings here. So it means without Tech Mahindra Global Chess League within finals here by main events here. Okay, so the gold medals by this one by winning by 6 points by PBG by Alaskan Knights here, and the silver medals by the second place by 4 points by Alpine SG Pipers. So it means it is not about champion but also silver medals by second place here. And also bronze medal by 2 points by God Chess Grandmaster, and also the 0 points by Triveni Continental Kings. So it means congratulations by top 3 by PBG Alaskan Knights, Alpine SG Pipers, and God Chess Grandmasters. Congratulations from this top 3 by Tech Mahindra Global Chess League. So it means so not yet finished. So I will analyze by this one by Tagalog and Cebuano. So between from this one in this, so I thought from this International Master Teodoro Inchak, so it means versus by this one, so I don't know what's the name. So it means next by this one by Grandmaster Zhu Jiner versus Hampi Conero. So it means two faces analyzed by this one in these videos here. So I will analyze by this one by part 2 from this Mark Luwagi 17 by Tagalog and Cebuano. So I hope this part of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mark Luwagi 17, aka I Cool Mark 17. Have a good day, keep safe, and keep updates of these next chess updates. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Thursday. Bye bye.